All right, so welcome to Real Estate for Seniors Concierge. I'm Ken Coronet with Realty One Group Select, and my guest today is
Jean Civil with Chefs for Seniors.
Wonderful. So Chefs for Seniors. All right, explain. What are you doing? Are you a chef by trade?
I am not. So I'm a respiratory therapist by trade.
Okay.
Been in sales and marketing in the healthcare, senior care industry for way too long. Almost my entire career. So I was scrolling through Facebook and saw this crazy company that goes out and cooks for people in their homes so they can age in place gracefully. I was like, hey, what is this all about? I'm like, okay. This is great, you guys. Well done. And they said, well, do you want to buy a franchise? I was like, seniors and food. I love both things. So why not? I was going to buy a house. I was working with you
to
buy a house, but the market was crazy.
Yep.
And everything that I could afford was gone before we could get there.
Correct.
So I said, why not buy a business?
Okay.
58 years old, why not buy a business?
Why not?
So anyway, we're getting the word out there to people. Okay. I cover, and I will explain the process.
Yep,
I cover Gaston County and all of Lake Norman.
Okay. So when you say Lake Norman, what cities in Lake Norman does that make up?
It makes up the entire lake. Okay. However, having the chefs to go up north to what's
like
up there?
Troutman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have that set up yet.
Okay.
But I'm looking for chefs in the Mooresville area so that I can take that whole thing.
Gotcha.
So I lost where am I trying to thought completely?
Areas you cover in.
Okay. Thank you. Get that out of there.
You're done.
So Cynthia and Steve own the Charlotte branch.
Okay.
So they own Mecklenburg County and Union County. And then Jeff owns York and what is that other county? Lancaster.
Okay.
So we have a really good stretch through South Carolina, North Carolina right now. There are others. I think they're up to 98 franchises at this point.
Okay.
So what do? We want to help people age in place gracefully. Mm-hmm. If they're not ready to sell, even if they are ready to sell, they want to downsize. They're just had a surgery. They just need some help for a little while. There's no contracts, so we can go in. Okay. And they call me, they send in an email, however they get in touch with me. I go out, I visit, I give them a client-facing menu, which has over 175 choices. And they pick 3 choices and a soup or a salad. So let's say they pick pork tenderloin with cranberry sauce. It comes with Brussels sprouts and let's say mashed potatoes. They don't want Brussels sprouts.
Why? Who doesn't want Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels sprouts personally, but I get it. The point is that it's a complete private chef service. Okay. So those menus are ideas. We have people that send us their family recipes. As long as they are not too time consuming, we can do that. Okay. I have one woman who insists upon a lasagna that takes 2 days to make.
Nice.
She just pays a little extra on the day that she wants that lasagna, and it's fine. Okay. We'll do it.
And so with the menu that you guys have set to give them front facing, is there restriction options? Like, how do you look at their dietary needs?
They need to let us know their dietary needs. We are not doctors. We are not nutritionists. So, but if somebody says, I'm allergic to gluten, you would be amazed. Most of the people that we cook for have dietary needs. Okay. Because they can't figure out how to do it themselves. So they're like, just let me have somebody come in and do it. And we can. I mean, I have a whole client-facing renal diet menu that I got from...
Yes.
Who are they?
No idea.
DaVita?
DaVita? Dialysis?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the dialysis center. I downloaded it. I have that to bring to anyone who's in dialysis. So, and all of the meals have notations at the bottom. They're heart friendly. They're diabetic friendly. And we can, tailor that to their needs.
Okay. So that's really good because I take diabetic diets, for instance. probably very few follow that as they probably should.
Yes, they do.
They're just checking that pump and are like, okay, sugars are high or low. So you guys have the menu that can really cater to that.
Right. And if they tell me they're diabetic and then they pick a pasta, I kind of look at them like, that might not be your best choice.
Right.
And if you really want the pasta, let's go with, something that is more, they have the vegetable pastas now and all the things that, so I try to kind of steer them towards what they should be eating.
Right.
There's nothing we want to keep people healthy. We do not offer desserts.
Okay.
It's just not something we do.
What if they want one?
They can go buy one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or they can ask us. We'll pick it up.
You'll pick it up? Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Let's get back to that. So, I go in, I meet with them. They pick their 3 things. I take pictures of their kitchen, their spice cabinet, their refrigerator. We bring all of our own tools to do these things, but we will use anything that they have in the house so we don't have to buy it again.
Gotcha.
So if they have flour, we need flour for a recipe. So many recipes need flour. I'm always looking for that in somebody's house. I take a picture, make sure that gets to the chef that's assigned to that case. Okay. So then then I try to match personalities. Like I have a couple of different chefs.
Now, real quick, when you go through the fridge, do you look at expired things?
I don't.
I was just curious how far this goes.
I had somebody, I had a little old lady say, "There's a lot of stuff that's expired in there, honey." I'm like, "Well, do you want me to go through your fridge?" She said, "That would be wonderful." Okay. So, and I did. Yes. I will do, I will do that. So I assign them to a chef on a certain day. We do services at 10 and 2 because that gives the chefs enough time. So you pick morning or, an afternoon. Okay. And then the chef will go out, do all the grocery shopping. They will bring all the food and all their tools. So each chef is equipped with tools that I supply them. And then every chef has their own knives. They bring their own knives because nobody wants to use somebody else's knives. Right. So they come out, they get settled, talk a little bit, and then they're there for about 2.5 hours. Oh, wow. And they keep them company sometimes. Sometimes people just leave. Like I have one guy that he'll come in, he'll talk to Derek for a little while. He's like, "I'm going for a run, lock up when you leave." And, and he'll just leave. So
it can be just like a social interaction for someone too.
Exactly. A lot of these seniors don't get to leave the house.
Oh, wow.
So in that case, it's a great thing for them. It's also another set of eyes for the kids. A lot of times the children are the ones who call. Okay. I need this for my parents. Although I was there, I came in for Easter and there was absolutely nothing in the refrigerators. They're making me nervous. And, I've talked to a lot of seniors that say, "Well, no, honey, I don't need this. I eat okay." I said, "Let me ask you something. What'd you have for dinner last night?" And they think about it. I'm like, let me guess. A few crackers and a glass of wine. She's like, "How'd you know?" She's really not all that.
That's different. What
I had. Exactly.
It's a good thing.
So anyway, so then the chef will come out. We supply containers so that so pork tenderloin, going back to that, Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes, they get plated individually in individual containers that are labeled, and then we put them in the refrigerator. Gotcha. So all they have to do is look at the label and say, "Ooh, pork tenderloin, I want this tonight," and just heat it up. They can put it in a pan, put it in the oven. A lot of people don't like plastic. So I will let people know we'll happily go buy glass, but you're going to get charged for it because I can't afford that. Right. The first service, they do get charged for containers. And then every service from that point, they get a fee for the chef's time and they get handed the grocery receipt. The receipt, okay. So there's 2 different charges for every service because, we pay royalties on what we do and I don't pay royalties on food. So it's got to be 2 separate charges.
Yep, absolutely.
So, and that's basically the way the whole thing works. Wow. And it's super easy. Then we can come once a week. We can come every other week. And we have some little ladies that couldn't possibly eat all the food
right
in a week.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. We also have families of 5 that we cook for. So that's the other thing. It is not just for seniors. We will cook for anyone.
Gotcha.
So we have a family of 5. Mom's taking care of her mom. She works full time. She's got one in ballet, one in doing baseball. When is this lady going to have time to cook? They don't want to eat out. It's a family of 5.
Yeah.
Even McDonald's is going to cost them an arm and a leg.
Oh, absolutely. Now, yeah.
My service is a lot less expensive than feeding a family of 5.
And you're doing the grocery shopping for that list of needs.
Exactly.
So that gives them time to not have to go to the grocery store either.
Yep. And they're going to have to go to the grocery store to get their snacks and stuff and whatever. But yeah, as far as their meals go, they don't even have to think.
Right.
So that's super helpful for them. We literally see them every week.
Oh, wow. So what would you say is different for Chef for Seniors versus your typical, what people know that's ran by county food programs and stuff like that?
Like a Meals on Wheels?
Yeah.
So the difference is the personalization. Meals on Wheels, all their meals come frozen.
Okay. And they just drop too and go, right?
They don't hang out. And they're put together in a way that it's just, there's a lot of sodium. It's just like getting a frozen tea dinner.
That's what I was going to ask. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you guys are preparing food that you just went to the grocery store, bought the meats, all of it.
All the veggies, everything is.
What's called? You're meal prepping for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And then you guys are individualizing it. Now on the package, will it say either how to heat it up, or do they just know?
There's wraparound labels that they put on that do have the heating instructions on them. And mostly everything is just, all you want to do is get it warm.
Yeah.
Because it's been cooked. Yep. You don't want to overcook it. If somebody likes their vegetables a little al dente, they'll leave them a little bit more al dente because they know they're going to get heated up again.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I try to, when I go out to meet with them, I try to get as much information as I can. How do you like your vegetables? Right. I'm in the South. People like them mushy. Not gonna lie, kind of grosses me out. But
gotcha.
I'm not here to judge them. I'm here to prepare food that they're gonna want to eat.
Right.
Some people really just want canned vegetables. Okay. We can do that.
Gotcha.
It's not what I would want.
Right.
But if that's what you want, we can do that.
Yeah.
So just try to cater it to. How do you like your meat cooked? How do you like, chicken's a no-brainer. It really just has to be done.
Right. So when you look at any of the options, do they all vary in price points per, like, let's say the pork, Brussels, all that? Is that different than the chicken options?
So the service fee is a service fee. It's $165 for the service.
Gotcha.
Your cost's going to change with your grocery list.
Gotcha.
So I was speaking to one of my clients yesterday, the day before. I actually called to just ask her to give a review, and she said, my grocery bill was so high. I said, Lisa, she's like, I know. I got shrimp and salmon. And
there you go.
Well, come on. They're handed the receipt though, so they can see that everything on that receipt went into that meal.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then, like I said, we try to use as much as we can. Lisa's one that has a ton of spices. So her grocery bill normally isn't that high, but she went a little overboard.
Right.
So
when you look at payment, what forms of payment do you work with?
I try to keep it to just credit cards. But I can do, we could do anything. We could do a check. We could do Venmo. Whatever everybody's comfortable with. The credit cards charge me a little bit, but it makes my life easier because I fill out a form, I put it in my computer, and then I shred the form, and all I see are the last 4 digits of that credit card, so that it can't get used again, or so that just makes it.
And then, have you ever worked with? Because one of my last guests were long-term care, and their policies actually do cover chefs coming in.
They do.
So have you ever worked with long-term care companies
I personally have not.
Okay.
But I know a lot of the franchises have. Okay. And I'm more than willing, I keep hitting that. I'm more than willing to look into that. look into
if they have the policy or
right.
whatever.
What I have told people in the past was, if you have a policy, get started now.
Yep.
I'll look into the policy. I'll see what we can do. Yep. Some of them do cover it, some of them don't.
Right.
So it just depends upon the policy and honestly when they bought it.
Yeah.
Because the policies that were purchased a long time ago are much better than the policies you're purchasing today.
Yeah. And it was interesting because the policies have altered better for today now. It's weird. They're back to kind of how they used to be in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's
awesome.
that's what we were learning on the last podcast. I was like, oh, they're back to kind of like they used to be.
Right.
They did a full overhaul.
Oh, thank God.
So definitely something to ask your clients, even for even if they're like our age and they have life insurance policies or long-term care policies.
Long-term care policies, right.
Because I can still have, I could have one and say I needed it because I went to the hospital and came out. I could then use my policy to pay for the chefs.
Okay, that's awesome.
You basically get a lump sum of money, and here's your money. And
do with it what you will.
Do what you will. That's basically what they say.
Okay.
So it does.
That is actually really good. I did not realize that was a thing.
I just learned too.
I need to look into that then.
I'll get you their number.
Okay. Thanks.
But so you guys make it very easy then for the clients, families, all of it, for either preparation up to payment, up to just a discussion.
Yeah. And then check back with whoever called. So somebody in the senior care industry, I can't remember her company. I'm sorry. She is a speech therapist. Maybe not. Physical therapist?
Sure, a therapist.
A therapist of some sort. And she's got an outpatient therapy place, but she called. She's like, I kept your card because I wanted to give it to some of my clients who I thought might need you, if they're unstable on their feet, things like that. She said, but I need you for my mom. Okay. So now we're cooking for her mom. And then she called me a couple of weeks later and said, it's her birthday, their anniversary. I don't know. The kids are paying for the next 3 services.
Oh, nice.
So actually, Derek's there cooking today, and that'll be the second one that the kids are paying for.
Okay.
So we can work out things like that. We do have gift cards as well. Okay. So if you know somebody that's having a baby and you want to have a week's worth of food prepared for them, we do have access to a commercial kitchen. Okay. If somebody is insistent on delivery. It costs me more money, so I don't really like to do it. Plus, the plan is set up so that you can age in place gracefully. You have some company.
I mean, ideally, it is Chef for Seniors.
Right.
You do have one-offs where you can help anyone, truly, if you need to. Cost variations may come into play, but at the end of the day, Chef for Seniors is what it's built for. Aging in place is always key. The meals are always key. Well, I mean, that's the biggest thing, I think.
I put up a blog, I think it was yesterday, it went up, about loneliness. And loneliness will kill you faster than smoking or anything like that. So if there's somebody, husband passes away, wife passes away, they're sitting in their house by themselves, they've been told they can't drive, they don't have a car, it'll kill them. I mean, it'll kill any of us.
Yeah. And you guys are there for at least 2 hours, right?
At
roughly.
Least. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The services take about 3 hours, but a half an hour of that is the grocery shopping. Okay. Once you get good at it, that doesn't take that long.
Either. Yeah. They probably are consistent, probably what they're picking too.
Yeah. Well,
so you know them.
I mean, people do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on that menu.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah. But we also have an app that we use that has all of Chefs for Seniors meals in it. Okay. And all the ingredients. So you go on the app and you go to the store and it tells you exactly what to buy.
Oh, okay. That makes it easy for you also.
Yeah, the company is amazing. What they do to support and that kind of stuff.
So what have you found is the craziest meal request you've been given besides the 2-hour lasagna or 2-day lasagna?
That was where I was going.
That was where you're going? Why is it 2 days?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Okay. I didn't know if there's anything unique in it.
No.
Oh.
My chef is like, this is so silly.
It's just how they did it.
We're getting paid, so do what the
Right.
woman wants.
and again, you're kind of joining their journey into their food, and that's probably how they did it, and how someone else did it before.
That's what she wants. That's what we do.
Yeah.
He heads to the I think what he's doing now is going to her house, starting it, getting everything set up,
okay,
and then saying, I'll be back tomorrow, and you're on this.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
I think it's been working out really well, but she's funny. The other thing that I did was somebody rented a lake house in Mooresville. I don't remember how she found me, but it was a family reunion. So it was a couple, and then all their children and all their children's children. I went in through their whole week. I went in 3 different times and cooked. And I did this one myself.
Okay.
And I cooked in their kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And they're all out on the boat. They're water skiing. They're doing all their things. I'm in there cooking, plated it, got everything, put it in the... but I told her, I said, I cannot come every day.
Right.
Like that's just not realistic. And you need food for when you arrive. So I did that in the commercial kitchen. I delivered that, got a look at the kitchen, and what I was going to be dealing with. And I mean, we grilled steaks. I'll tell you, they were wonderful. It was so much fun.
Okay.
And yeah, it was fun. And there was 4 generations in one house.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was really cool. And this house obviously could handle it.
Obviously, I'm sure.
So big.
Yeah.
So it was fun. That was a very, I opened in April. She called me in May. So I didn't even have a chef at that point.
Okay.
I was doing it all myself. It was my first year.
Your team makes up how many total with you?
I have 4 chefs, so 5 including me.
5 including you. Okay. And then everybody's kind of spread amongst Lake Norman?
Well,
areas?
Gaston County.
Okay.
And and Denver.
Okay.
I have 3 chefs that live in Denver.
Really?
Not really sure how that happened.
I don't either.
But nobody's full time.
Okay.
Derek is in Belmont, and he's working. He wants to be full time.
Okay.
He wants this to be his career.
Yeah.
He's gotten business cards made. He talks to whoever he can.
All right.
So I'm doing that 55 and older expo in Belmont Thursday.
Gotcha.
So we'll be there Thursday.
And so if somebody needs to get a hold of you specifically, what is the easiest way to get a hold of you? Is it phone call, text, email?
I will respond to anything. It's always with me.
Right.
You just go on the website if you want, and all my information's on there. I do for the past year, I thought I was posting on my website. No, I wasn't.
Okay.
So we just figured that out Saturday. I was banging my head against the wall. Thank God I have a 20-year-old son that could go, Ma, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
There's nothing here since Father's Day of last year. I post every week. I don't know where. I go, where is it going? He's like, I have no idea. To figure this out.
So now we need technology for seniors?
Yeah, well, that's definitely a thing. And I could use a couple of those classes myself, for sure. So, yeah.
Now, do you go into, so kind of a real big one off here, independent livings that may not have, like, they just do dinners and they don't do other like meals for their residents. Are you in buildings? Can you go in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can go in there.
Okay.
And there's, I've done also cooking shows, charcuterie board things for buildings like that.
For buildings, okay.
There's one in Huntersville. Of course, I can't remember the name of it right now. The Album in Huntersville. We have a couple of clients in there.
Okay.
So that works out really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much no matter where they are, if they need your service, you guys can provide them services.
Correct. I wouldn't, without assisted living or memory care, that's obviously not going to work. That's
the long-term care facilities.
Right.
Yeah, we stay out of the medical
exactly.
world. Got it.
Yeah, anyone that's, home and wanting to stay home.
Yeah.
You get people with walkers, right? They're fine.
Yeah.
But how are they lifting a pot of water from the sink to the stove,
right?
Just to make mac and cheese.
Yeah,
like it's just not.
Or even reaching stuff in the counter, in the cabinets now,
right?
It's tough.
It's not what they should not be doing it,
right?
And the service is totally geared for people like that. Like I said, if you have a surgery, you have a hip replacement, normally you're fine. We'll come out a few times. There's no contract. It doesn't have to be long term.
Yep.
So
just as long as they need you, it works.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what I enjoy about this, is because even for the real estate concierge, it's still keeping them in their home as long as we need to, as families may need to have time with that loved one to have this discussion of next steps.
Right.
Is it sell the home? Is it go into independent living or an assisted living? Like, what does that look like? But we need to keep you healthy so you qualify
until you get to
because we still want you to qualify for independent or assisted, let's say.
Right.
We don't want you to decline.
Right, and then have to go into a healthcare facility.
Exactly. So, and we'll see the declining from lack of socialization, lack of proper food.
Right, proper nutrition and socialization will...
Right, like what is it, Stofers?
Yeah.
Probably not the best for them all the time.
They are getting better, those frozen meals, but they're also very expensive.
They are.
And, why not get good, fresh, healthy meals?
Yeah, if you can, get it, you know? And with all the options you guys have available, there's something in there for everyone.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of
we do a lot of vegetarian, a lot of vegan cooking, things. And my chefs are... One is a vegetarian, one's a vegan. So,
and where is everyone trained at? Like, where's training come into play?
Training comes into play. They go out with a seasoned chef for at least one service, 2 if they feel like they need it. Chefs don't really need to be trained. It's just a different mindset.
Yeah, that conversation.
Yeah, well, because they get paid per service, so they're not going to be in there lollygagging. They're going to get it done, so that they're making enough money to make it work.
Yep.
But also enjoying the company of the person that they're with, but trying to just make sure that they're getting it done. So if a new chef onboards, right now I have 2 really good seasoned chefs that are working. I will send the new chef, and I am looking for a chef in Mooresville. They don't have to be an actual chef. You just love to cook. Anyone can follow recipes.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah. And so, like, I know that the Charlotte market has, I think she's got 14 chefs now.
Oh my goodness.
But most of them are women who have retired and their husbands are out either still working or playing golf or doing all the things that they do. And they want something to do. Okay. They want to feel like they're still contributing to society.
Yeah.
So, we do some catering as well. Okay. So if anyone's having a party or whatever they want to do, happy to help out with the catering as well.
Perfect. Well, that is a lot, and the details on how to contact you will be on the podcast, bios, everything too.
Perfect.
So we'll put all that up there because, like I said, anybody can use it truly.
Yeah.
And that's the unique piece about this is it's not just for seniors, catered to seniors, but anybody can do it.
Correct.
So with that, truly thank you for your time.
I appreciate it. It was so much fun.
Yes. And if you need Jean, again, I'll have it all up there for you. Just give her a call, email, text, whatever.
Yeah, doesn't matter to me. I have it. It's all in my phone.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you.
Thank you.